Hello everyone and welcome to Doha. We're at the Aspire Park and I mean have a look behind us. We've got the Torch Hotel just over my right shoulder. We've got some of the world's best beach volleyballing athletes over my left. And we're living the dream. It's 2023, but we're here for the King of the Court finals for 2022. Lewie Lett with you here, one of the commentators. And I'm delighted to say that we have got the biggest rig in the golf next to us, back from California. Richie, Olympic gold medalist, Olympic coach, you name it, you've done it. Welcome back.
And appropriately, I have the queen of the court mic.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Happy to be here.
It's great to have you. How's life?
Life is wonderful. I'm excited to charge into this new year, even as we wrap up last year here in Doha.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we were here last year, and I mean, some of the biggest memories for me from last year was watching the men's final, Ahmed Sharif on home sand. We're going to have to watch out for them. And in the women's competition, we had Izzy Schneider and Sandra Ittlinger win the Queen of the Court title. Just over the back here, the court's just changed behind our backs. 3 of those 4 are playing this week. Julia Sutter now playing with Izzy Schneider, and obviously the Qataris playing together as they always have done. Could they both go back to back? It's going to be pretty close.
Yeah, I would think the German girls are a front runner on the women's side, and Ahmed and Sharif always manage to pull out something special when they're on home sand, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. And his performance last year for Ahmed was probably one of the best individual performances I've ever seen in a King of the Court round. It happened to be the final, but he must have sided out a terribly high percentage of balls.
Yeah, and they have a flair for the dramatic too, I always feel like, right? Like they kind of held their best until the last and things went down to the wire. You know, you're always chasing the clock in this format of the game, of course, and they navigated all that beautifully and whooped up the crowd, and it was just awesome. So it would be great to see something similar again this year.
Yeah, absolutely. In the men's field, I mean, this is a really strong men's field. We'll go to the jump setting Swedes first. We've been really impressed with them always, as everybody always is. European champions, they've won King of the Court before. Their jump setting, their jump knuckle setting, but these conditions might be a little bit difficult for them. It is a little bit breezy here.
True. But yeah, every time you think there's going to be a wrench thrown in the game plan of the Swedes, they manage to find their way out of it, right? They're so technical, they're so well trained, and they're so skilled, and they've done nothing but hang amazing performances on the board in this King of the Court format, right? Like, we're shocked if they don't get 20 points a round. That's how good they've been.
Yeah, there's just something special about them in general, but something really special that matches this King of the Court format as well. So not only we've got the jump setting Swedes, we've got Robbie and Alex, we've got Brouwer Musen here, we've got TP, we've got Luini, we also have Matthew Immers playing with Christian Varenhorst. That's 3 Dutch sides, world-class Dutch sides, I would like to add, who have all had so much success. We can expect some pretty big things from those boys. Well, not just on the court, but off it as well.
Well, I love the synchronicity, first of all, that, you know, Sportworks, who puts this on for us all, is a Dutch company. And then there's just a bunch of Dutch powerhouses, as you mentioned, you know, so that is always great. Alex and Robbie, of course, leading that charge. And both of them have shown unbelievable performances in this format, not only together, but then separately as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you remember in Hamburg, Robbie actually beat Alex and won the Hamburg title with Clemens Wickler. That was some team. It'd be interesting if they can come back and win here, because they actually haven't won a King of the Court event, Brouwer Musen, apart from the very first year. I'm going to say was the exhibition year where they won one event. So it'd be nice to see them somewhere near the top of the podium before the World Tour Finals here in Aspire in a couple of weeks' time. And then on the American side, we have a couple of Americans as well. And we have Hagen Smith coming, who actually, for beach volleyball fans, stands an absolute legend. You think of soccer, you think of the likes of Pele, and you think of Maradona. You think beach volleyball, you think St. John Smith, Karch Karai, those big names. Hagen's here. I'm excited to see him play. Somebody that you know a little bit more, playing with who you called a walking TED Talk in Clemens Wickler.
Clemens Doppler, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
There you go. My Wicklers and my Dopplers the wrong way around.
Well, yeah, Clemens has been a fixture in the sport of beach volleyball for the better part of 2 decades now. He's just a great human being, great athlete, great ambassador for the sport, and he's playing alongside Hagen, as you mentioned, in this tournament here in the Aspire Zone. It'll be fun to watch them because Hagen, he's jacked, You know, he can get out of the sand, and he's got obviously the pedigree and the game that goes along with his name. And then Clemens is one of the best to ever do it. So they'll be fun to watch.
It's good to have someone here who's jacked and can still get out of the sand. That's a very good thing.
I got half of that.
Yeah, 50%. I got none of it. Also, we got to talk about Bartosz Wozniak and Michal Brill. They won in Hamburg, Elite 16. Very good team. We're talking about them at dinner last night. They could go the whole way. And I mean, we're just reeling off these names. This draw is stacked.
It certainly is. Yeah, they would love to kickstart their 2023 season with a win here. And certainly, I don't know, this format where there's a little less pressure, it allows for a little bit more fun in the game, I think could benefit them nicely.
Bartosz Wozniak especially. He's won one of these before in Hamburg. That's going back a couple of years now. And he's just one of the most creative players. I love watching him play. And it's a perfect sort of relationship with Michal Brill. Brings a little bit of aggression and power to that partnership as well. The women's competition. Well, let's start with, we've got Caro Lombardo from Spain. Caro won this competition, not this competition, but won in Utrecht 18 months or so ago, playing with Lombardo. So they have experience. It'll be interesting to see how they fare. But also looking, we've got the Anouk Vergier-Dupree back, who's obviously, Joanna Heidrich had the shoulder problem, brutal shoulder problem. So we hope that she's on her way back. She is on the way back from what I hear, but not ready to play just yet. So she's playing with Menia Bentele again, who she played with at the European Championships and also in Utrecht. They'll be a team to look out for. The Swiss don't hold back from the service line, and they're a pretty aggressive duo.
Yeah, certainly that's an accurate statement. They're serving a big part of this format, and it's something that the Swiss teams top to bottom are very good at. So yeah, I look for them to be a team to be contended with in the women's draw.
Absolutely. And then we have a look on this list that's just in front of me here. We have Plunje Etmer playing with Emma Piersma. Plunje Etmer being the Queen of Hamburg. So she's back looking to retain the title. I don't know if we've seen her since, actually. And we talked about Schneider and Suder as well. The Germans, we want to go into a little bit more detail on Suder and Schneider. They're going to go close. What can you expect from them?
Yeah, if they can manage to impose their will, I think they're probably the front runners in the women's draw. You know what I mean? That's what's so fun about this King and Queen of the Court format, though, is it's really like this game of attrition, right? You can come out, bury everyone, but that only gets you through one of 3 rounds, right? So can you maintain that consistency? And if they can, I think, like I said, they'll be a team to beat.
Absolutely. Team that I was really impressed with in Niteroi was Piersma and Betkus, a young Dutch team. They're another Dutch team that come out playing physically. They're powerful from the service line. And actually what we're starting to see from some of the Dutch teams here as the music goes on behind us here.
This point you're making really requires a backtrack.
Yeah. Apparently what I'm saying is important enough to have a beat drop in the background. But what we're also seeing, what we found out in Niteroi in the women's competition is that those who have been playing more Queen of the Court, national level, European level, they know how to play the game, and it's becoming a little bit more specialized in certain ways.
Yeah, as we progress, it is interesting to see that development, right? The teams that participate in more of these events start to get a feel for what it takes to navigate your way through the early rounds and make it to those final, payoff rounds, podium rounds.
Absolutely. Well, we have Helen Hansen and Omlenstad, who I think are just behind me somewhere here. They're actually just siding out. Don't know if you can see that. We know what to expect from them. They can run the 2-ball, the wide ball. They have lots of variations in offense. Something with the variation that they have will pay them quite nicely in this format as well.
Yeah, we've seen them be very successful because they can vary their offense so much. So if they get those chances on the Queen side, they can manage to put together some runs and be very formidable. Absolutely.
Well, there you have it. I'm going to put Richie on the spot here as the beat starts to drop in Doha. The first beat of many, I think, of this week. Who's your money on, Rich?
My money's going to be on... Oh, wait, I thought the beat was going to drop right as I said.
Yeah, me too.
Brill Losiak, and I'll go with the easy money favorite, the Schneider and Suda.
Well, there you go. The beat never dropped, which is really unfortunate as we were expecting it to.
Much like many of my predictions, it just goes with a whimper.
Yeah, predictions and our commentaries as well. You know where to find us, King of the Court TV. We are actually going global. It's on the Olympic channel. You'll find us all over South America, apparently, as well, for Rumour has it, if you look hard enough, I think. And at the same time, we have Julius Brink with us this week. So it's us three working together. We can't wait to bring you this event. The torch in the background is probably the greatest players' hotel of all time. We're being very well looked after, and it's an absolute joy to be here. We hope you can join us, and we're here until Sunday.